All right, man. Super Bowl 58 is just around the corner. New coaches have found their new homes, and we got some new faces and new places. And we got the podcast panel right here, and they're going to talk about it. They are ready, ladies and gentlemen. They are ready, and they are fired up. Let's get this show on the road right here on the Real to Sports podcast. All right, man, we thank you guys so much for being here with us on this Saturday afternoon, wherever in the world you are right now, man. You can follow us on X and Instagram, Facebook, and you can even join our sports group on Facebook. It is called the Real Sports Group. Real Sports Group. Ladies and gentlemen, right here in front of me, I have the bad boys of the YouTube sports community. They are the ever so real. They are the Real to Sports podcast panel. And the power of positivity, ladies and gentlemen, is in the building. Ball So Hard University. Yes, sir, still. Ball So Hard University, still, baby. And they are the new AFC North Division champion. Two-time Super Bowl champion. The Angry Birds of the North. They are the Baltimore Ravens. It is my man, Drew to the game. What's up, Drew?
What's going on, everybody? Good to be back.
Drew, my man.
Hope all is well.
Yes, sir. Got a couple of birds up in here. The other bird, Fly Eagles Fly, the motto. Yes, sir. Fly Eagles Fly. He is the pride of Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. And he is Philadelphia's favorite son, the Real to Sports Fantasy Football League champion and comeback player of the year. It is Mr. Philly G. Philly G. First cut, Philly G.
My name, host. I love it. Comeback and fantasy football champion. Let's go.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Ladies, y'all be calm. Y'all be nice. He is the OG. Yes, sir. The OG of this fine establishment. The senior advisor. My main man. He is too hot to handle, and he is too cold to hold. And he represents the mighty Minnesota Vikings. He's the legendary Q-Dog. The dog is in the building.
What's going on, my peoples? Yes.
Yes, sir. The dog is in the building. That dog right there bite, y'all. He bite. And last but not least, man, the man of over 200 episodes. He is the pioneer of the Real to Sports podcast, and he represents the three-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders, Oklahoma State's alumni, and he is the king of predictions. It is, ladies and gentlemen, Saya. It is Mr. Young Mark.
Hey, what's going on, people? It's great to be back here in the house of the Real Sports Podcast. We got a great show for you today. And all I'm going to say is, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be a part of a team with a quarterback that knows how to beat Patrick Mahomes. That's a beautiful thing.
And Taylor Swift. Got to put Taylor Swift.
Yeah, man. Philly G know about that, too. What up, Philly G? How you doing?
Hey, but
we all see he didn't even want to whisper that name of that game.
I ain't want to say nothing. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
say that team.
I find it funny, like this guy's talking tough, like they was in the playoffs this year.
Oh boy, here we
Right.
go.
Right.
Make it. Couldn't even make it this year. Oh, we
Right.
had a coach. Man,
Here we go.
here,
Right.
bro. Get out of here. I don't know where you come from with that.
Talk to him, Philly.
Like, oh man, I can't wait till next year to see y'all. I want to embarrass y'all. I really do. Sorry, host, but your boy
Hey. All right, I'm out.
We'll get him
I got
first.
to do with it.
man,
We'll get him first, Philly.
I hope we embarrass them next year. But that's
We won't even play y'all, Philly G.
I think y'all do. When
We
I
play y'all 2025. We play the NFC North this year.
oh,
We got the NFC North and the NFC South. Well, the
schedule.
AFC North and the NFC South.
Yeah, y'all can. Bang.
So 2025. So next year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got that Washington game circle. You already know.
Well, thank you guys for all you guys that's watching the show all over the world, man. Again, shout out to my man Mystery Sauce. Talk to him, man. Mystery Sauce over there in Paris, France. No doubt, man. We over in Paris, France, and all the other countries that's watching the Real to Sports podcast. Again, man, thank you for all the love and still rocking with us. We appreciate it. Let's get this show on the road, man. But before I start the show, I must pay homage to a very, very legend. We just lost a legend, Mr. Carl Weathers. We lost Mr. Carl Weathers, and I must pay respects to this man. If you know him, Carl Weathers is really, really best known for being Apollo Creed, playing the character Apollo Creed on Rocky. And also, I know him first from being Action Jackson back in the day. Played in several movies. One of the greatest actors to me of all time. Sadly, he passed away, and he's a former Raider. He's a former Raider, and he passed away at the age of 76, I believe. 76, man. So we definitely want to pay homage and respects to Mr. Carl Weathers. I'm gonna go around the podcast and you guys say a few little things. So I know I start with the OG because I know the OG remember him the most. Oh, Carl Weathers.
No, I'm kind of with you. I remember Action Jackson. I actually went to the movies to see that when I was a little boy.
Action Jackson.
This was in the 70s, I think 70s or early 80s or something. And then mostly everybody know him for his time as Apollo, on the Rocky movies and stuff. Just a pioneer for, you can put him on the Richard Roundtree level and all that for the African American, the longevity, things that he's done in his life, and he'll sorely be missed. And he was definitely an icon.
Philly G and Mark. I know he was back in the day, but I know you guys. I know Philly G do. I know Philly G do. Yes, sir.
Because Rocky being, of course, based in Philly, and all that, and then Apollo Crews. I'm going to say Crews.
I got you. I know Creed.
My bad.
It gets you
Apollo Creed, that was great because, him being a black man. As a kid, I always looked for that. It's not a racist thing or anything. I look for us being represented, and Apollo Creed represented us very well. For anybody that's never watched the Rocky movies, I would suggest going to watch it. Also, to wrap up what I'm saying, one scene popped into my mind when I heard that he had passed. It was the one when he was training Rock to get ready for Drago. Or no, was it?
Yeah. What's the matter with you?
Yeah. What's the matter with in Rocky 3? And it's that moment was iconic, but he was an icon and he was great with what he did. And I did not know he was a football player either, so it was
linebacker for the Raiders.
It was a plus.
Yes, sir, baby. Raider Nation, baby.
And he rests in peace, and he's gonna be missed. I might go watch the Rocky movies in the next week again.
Word. It's gonna come on TV. Know that's coming. For
AMC.
Sure. Yes, sir. Mr. Marcus.
Yeah, man. Definitely RIP to a legend. Especially in the time where he was starting his acting career and becoming really famous with that. it was during the time where, we needed him most, like especially in our community. And like Coach said, I learned about him through my years of studying NFL Network when they would cover the early days of the Raiders. He was on our squad during the very first ever AFC Championship game. Then he went up to the Canadian Football League and played for the BC Lions as well. So he's one of the very few people in the sports world who have played in both the NFL and the CFL. So that's primarily where I know him from. And then also, like, being a big wrestling fan, my main man in TNA, he went by the name at the time of Consequences Creed, and he was paying direct homage to my man from Rocky. So definitely gonna miss the legend. Like Philly G said, may he rest in peace, and his inspiration still being felt to this day, even here in 2024.
No doubt. We'll round it off with old Drew to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically piggybacking everybody else. I grew up watching the Rockies and saw Action Jackson, and Carl Weathers was smooth. Little Creed, just he was getting his thing on, and I remember him in what was it? I think his name was Bishop in Predator. He was
Predator, yeah.
And I was
yeah.
He can go from a football career, doing this type of character, that type of character.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was like, he always looked young. His physique was always like he was in top shape. And then, and I'm just like, man. And I was like, dude, he's got an elixir somewhere. But I was like, he's a great dude, man. And it always hurts and sucks, to hear that you lose one, especially one of the great. But yeah, man, rest in peace, Carl. May your transition be a smooth one, and prayers and everything to his family. And we lost a great one. He'll be missed, but he won't ever be forgotten. That's for sure.
I'm trying to tell you. And before I close that out, man, I don't know about y'all, man. I remember as a kid, man, I used to watch, and when he fought Drago, man, and when he died, boy, I was so pissed off. Holy smoke! I wanted to kill Drago. I know it was. I wanted to kill. I didn't know Apollo. I mean, he throw the towel. That's it, man. Oh my God, he done killed Apollo Creed, bro. Come on, man.
Because Rocky was just following what he said.
That's how great his character was.
Yeah.
That's how great his character had me. I mean, I was a little kid, man. I'm like, man, no, Apollo Creed, no, come on, man.
Yeah.
He killed him. But here's the question: Who will win? Because this is a dream match: Apollo Creed or Clubber Lang.
Apollo.
Apollo.
I would say Apollo. Like Clubber was.
I don't know, man. I don't know who will win that one. Apollo quick.
His behind.
Apollo. I think. Oh no! I don't think you should get back in the ring. You sure you want to do this, Apollo?
Right.
Great movie. Great movie. Great character, man. He is forever missed, Mr. Carl Weathers, aka better known as Apollo Creed, man. His biggest role. Oh man, we're losing all these great pioneers and trailblazers in the game, man. But we all gotta go someday. So, we can just enjoy them and honor them while they're here. Mr. Carl Weathers, R.I.P. All right, man, we're going to get into this show here, man. Guess what? We got a special edition, and it is coming from the king himself. We got a special edition of On the Mark. He got the keys. Are you ready, Mr. Marcus?
You already know, man.
Let's roll.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of On the Mark. I am your host, yours truly. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Normally, this is the part of the show where I say let's kick it into high gear, but today we're going to go on cruise control for a moment and take a moment to smell the roses for a second. It's the first show that we're doing in Black History Month, and I don't know if you guys have realized it, but a lot of Black history is being made, particularly in the world of football these last couple of weeks. I just want to start out by saying I know I personally never seen it in my lifetime, but we had 6 NFL head coaching openings this offseason. 4 of them went to people of color. 3 of them went to black men. And I think the interesting part about that is I personally never seen a coaching cycle where multiple black coaches were hired, let alone one where you had not one but 2 of them having no previous full-time head coaching experience in the NFL. These guys were chosen over 6-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick, former coach of the year Mike Vrabel. These teams saw those guys out there and was like, nah, we're good. We're going to go with this person because we feel he's the best man for the job. And wouldn't you know it, we got some black people in there. 3 different black head coaches. Antonio Pierce with the Raiders, Raheem Morris with the Falcons, and Gerard Mayo with the New England Patriots. And even if you go down to the college level, the University of Michigan, they've been playing football, ladies and gentlemen, since 1879. Over 100 years of playing football. And guess what? They just hired their very first black head coach in team history, Mr. Sharon Moore. So shout out to these teams for making history. And I want to give a special shout out because I know I'm always giving him some slack. But shout out to Q Dog in the NFC North. I personally didn't realize it, Q Dog, but 3 out of the 4 teams in your division have black GMs. Now that is the one area of football is rare as it is to see a black head coach. It's even more rare to see a black GM. But if you look in the NFC North, not 1, not 2, but 3 of the teams up there have black men in positions to be full-time GMs. So that's definitely something to celebrate. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention and know what you guys think. You know, and I'll start with Q Dog because Q Dog's been a football fan the longest out of all of us. So, Q Dog, how does this make you feel being a longtime football fan and also a black man to see all these teams starting to finally trust black men to hold these high-ranking positions of power?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a long time coming. Consider all the black athletes that played in football, and at one point, you know, black athletes couldn't play football. I think some was sometime in the 60s or something like that. So we come a long way, and to get up to that high ranking that for our GMs, you know, what I mean, hey, that's speaking volumes. Hey, you know, kudos for all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that you like me on something. I knew that Detroit did have a black general manager along with us. I just didn't know anybody else anybody what Green Bay that you're talking about. Detroit, Chicago, yeah.
Chicago, they have Ryan Poles.
Right. He been kind of like you because of the record that they haven't really been talked about. So I really haven't really, you know, they're not in the limelight like that as far as that division. And so now I know who you're talking about because I've seen them before. So that you know, that really is remarkable right there. You know, I hope we keep that going. You know, it's 32 teams. So maybe we can get to half that mark one day. And so we just have to keep persevering and, you know, and then, you know, young African men see that as they coming up, and that might, you know, perspire them to want to be general managers, you know, and stuff, because they see that it can be done. So, yeah, I'm proud of that.
Sure. And due to the game, you being a black youth football coach yourself, and your favorite NFL team has an all-black quarterback room and a black QB coach, how does this make you feel seeing all of this going on in the world of football?
Coach Drew.
I mean, it definitely stands out. You learn to appreciate that come a long way, but we still got a very long way still to go. I'm not going to underplay the accomplishments. I think that it's great that we're starting to see the progress actually move with a better flow instead of the slow drip. And it is good to see. But yeah, we just gotta keep pushing and keep encouraging folks to, take the opportunities that are presented to them, and definitely don't feel that if you're looked over the first time, or if you're looked over the second, third, or fourth time, you don't stop then. You keep going, because at some point your consistency will beat resistance, and you got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep pushing forward.
I feel that. And Philly G, my dog, you being, a big fan of a team with one of the highest paid players in NFL history, who's being represented by a black woman, how do you feel about seeing this movement with teams and universities going way outside of their comfort zone and hiring more and more black people to these high-ranking positions? How does that make you feel as a young football fan?
Honestly, Mark, it makes me feel great because, like I said earlier, when we was talking about Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers. I love to see us represented. I love to see us represented, and that's with anything, and then being a fan of the Eagles at one point, like other teams, a lot of other races were represented, but not us. And then, that flip with Donovan McNabb and the Randall Cunninghams and Michael Vicks and stuff like that.
Moon.
Yeah. Steve McNair, the list goes on of how many players and stuff like that we've seen. But for the coaching part of it, it makes me feel real good because the game is changing now. Like, we're starting to see us, period, which is good.
Definitely is.
So,
and lastly, I go to the host. You being a Raider fan, we're no strangers to giving opportunities to many underdeserving communities. So being a longtime Raider fan and seeing us hire the first black head coach in the modern day history of the NFL, winning a Super Bowl with the first head coach of color in NFL history, what do you see as the future for the game of football in general for black people, both on the field and off the field?
Well, I see equality. That's the most important thing. It's just not about black people, black people, black people, black people. It's not about that. It's just about equality and everybody having an equal chance. And it's good that the NFL is actually beginning to do that. Again, that's why I love the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, because they're all about equality. It's good, man. But my thing is now that black coaches are there now, let's not be slack. Let's not be slack. But just, when I mean that, it has to be more of a generation. Now we got black coaches. When those black coaches go away, we got to have some more black people stepping up, and some more, and some more, and some more. Like we got to step up and not saying, I'm not trying to say take over the world. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, let's continue, like Drew to the game said, continue to strive. We just can't settle with that. Come on. But my thing is, it's just equality. We have a chance, you're giving black people a chance, but in order to get that chance, we have to continue to work for it, because everything is not going to be handed to you. You got to go out here and get it. But again, man, I'm glad Antonio Pierce and another coach we're going to get to in a minute. But I'm glad these guys have stepped up to the plate, and I'm glad these guys got a chance. I wish everybody great success going forward in the future. And the young ones that's under them, they need to come up as well. Everybody come up at the same time.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate that, hosting, for giving me the time to bring this to the world. It's something that's kind of been going under the radar. You're not seeing like NFL Network or ESPN or any of those big outlets talk about it. But this is the Real to Sports podcast. We're going to get into it no matter what it is. And we're going to bring you guys the real truth of the sports world. So without any further ado, I'm Young Mark. It's almost time for spring football season after the Super Bowl. We got the UFL coming up, and I can't wait to bring it on down for you guys. So I'll catch you during the UFL season. Back to you, host.
Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports podcast.
Appreciate Young Mark, man, bringing a special edition of Young Mark. This is Black History Month. Something that needs to be honored. Most podcasts don't do it, but guess what? We're going to do it right here in the Real Sports Podcast, man. No doubt. Good looking out, young Mark. Good looking out, brother. Good job as always. Let's start the show off, fellas. Let's talk some football. Football. Let's start off. First of all, for the first time this season, we're going to go into basketball. That's right. We're going into basketball now. I seen this. I think we need to talk about it. I want to hear the podcast panel point of view. But Draymond Green. Oh, and we know him. We all know him. The bad boy, Draymond Green. Draymond Green was left off Team USA's provisional 41-man list for this summer's Olympic Games due to the suspensions he received this season. USA Basketball Executive Director Grant Hill said last Wednesday, the 33-year-old was suspended for 5 games by the NBA for placing Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert in the chokehold during a November match. Before he was then suspended indefinitely by the league in December for striking Phoenix Suns big man Yusuf Nurkic in the face. Green was reinstated in the first week of January after serving a 12-game suspension. His contributions have been significant, and he is a real part of the legacy of this organization for his excellence, Hill told reporters per ESPN. But I think just in limbo of what's transpired this year, we made a decision to not have Green on this list with this particular point in time with the process. Let's just start things off with the OG here. OG, Draymond Green. Was Grant Hill right for leaving Draymond Green off the 41-man roster? Was he right? Because in a position like that, you're the director. So that's a tough thing. You got great players, a list of them, but you decided to leave out Draymond Green. Was that the right decision?
I don't want to take nothing for Draymond Green game because, he is a master energizer bunny. I never seen anyone who can just electrify a team with just his energy. Dennis Rodman was a great rebounder, but Draymond Green just bring energy, and that way he does so good for Golden State. I think he probably would have did that same well for the USA basketball team, especially when they're playing in all these different countries and stuff and playing all this other talent. Just to say that he did the right thing, I think for deep down, I think so. I think he did. His antics and the things that he does. We somebody has to do something. I think the league, the punishment that he got was just a tap on the wrist, and I think he should have been suspended all year long.
Damn right.
It just doesn't make that much sense for him to do what he's done, and so it's just not good for basketball. The USA, we're not trying to let other countries know that we play clean basketball. We're not bullies. We just don't officially just punch people in the mouth and all this. Okay, USA is not rowdy. We play the game of basketball how it's supposed to be played, and I think that was the right move. We keep it in house and deal with it the way we want to deal with it. We can't take that and to win a gold to represent the USA. All that stuff right there has something to do with that, and we can't just Mike Tyson our way in to a goal. We can't do that, man. That's not.
Leave my boy alone now. Leave my boy alone.
I know, but you get what I'm saying. That's not USA basketball is all about, man.
Yeah.
So I think he made the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Philly G.
I agree with Q Dog, man. Like I said it a while ago when that punch in Nurkic happened. I said he should be suspended for the rest of the year. Like many people were saying, well, gee, he flopped. I'm like, you don't flop like that. No. You don't punch somebody in the face. Oh, now I'm going to act like I did nothing. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm actually happy that he's not on the USA team. He don't belong on it. We representing our country in front of other countries. Like I said, that's why I hopped on the back of Q Dog of what he said. Pause. You know, so yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong there. Like he should be suspended indefinitely, and he should be fined a big amount too.
G in the pockets.
I feel like Adams Silver and the league has really been, nice about it.
Yeah.
Letting him come back. You should just be done, bro. Like you shouldn't play anymore this year.
Good point.
Book your trip to Cancun and chill there.
You made a good point there, Philly G. I'm probably touch on that. Drew to the game.
Yeah. Under no circumstance do I condone violence in sports unless that's what the sports calls for, like UFC, boxing, stuff like that. But I'm gonna take another route, see, because this is a real sports podcast.
That's what they say right here.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Me personally, I feel as if the actions of Draymond Green, it appeared that he was always coming to the aid of one of his teammates. Like, we're not going to stand for this. We're not going to stand for that. And then, like, it's utter disrespect. Like, he's my favorite bad guy. I'm sorry. In the league, he's my favorite bad guy. And sometimes you need that bad guy on your team. You know what I mean? So I'm in favor of Draymond and what he stands for and represents for his team. But, I mean, the choke out with Rudy, like, Rudy always doing something. You know what I mean? And don't nobody check Rudy. So check. To me, I chuckled. I was like, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Rudy dirty too.
You know what I mean? I mean, even from that simple when the pandemic started and he was being funny about the water bottle and you know what I mean? Like, what? People are dying out here and you're gonna carry flimsy like that. He needed some repercussions. Now, as far as Draymond's pockets, I'm not gonna say, you need to be hitting that man's pockets because I wouldn't want somebody coming to tax mine and stuff. You know what I mean? But like, I don't agree. I don't agree that. Well, no, let me say I do agree that Grant Hill made his decision, based on the facts that he had there, and it made it easier for them to exclude him from the Team USA basketball. With what he's had going on here and his track record. But like, it's also, I think we're in a day and age where it's more or less we're turning the page and getting younger and fresher talent. Like you said, that's a lot of people that they got to put on that list. You know what I mean? And when it comes to offensive or defensive, do you think you can replace what Draymond has brought? You know what I mean? There's some things you're going to get from other players that you're not going to get with Draymond and vice versa. And, I don't think Grant Hill was wrong in excluding him, but I think that, all of the activity with Draymond in recent months here didn't make it a hard choice for him. So, yeah, I still love Draymond now.
Me too. Mr. Episode.
Oh man, I agree. I actually agree with Drew to the game on this. From an optics perspective, I understand it.
Elizabeth.
Just because like Q Dog, like Philly G mentioned, when you're on the world stage of the Olympics, you're representing not only yourself, but you're representing your country. And when you're trying to represent America on a global stage like that, you want to, put your best foot forward, make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's and look presentable at all times. So from the optics perspective, I can understand, the negative press that will come with having Draymond on the team, especially this year with what he's gone through in the NBA. But at the same time, from a basketball perspective, I disagree with it. I mean, how many times have we heard stories of dudes coming to the NBA from overseas and talking about how overseas basketball is a lot more tough and a lot more rugged compared to the watered down basketball you get in the NBA, where you breathe on the dude and it's a foul. So I think when you're going to the game that's being played by the world's rules, which allows for more physicality, allows for a lot tougher box outs and a lot more physical game of basketball, what better battering ram to have on your team for an environment like that than Draymond Green, in my opinion. But at the same time, optics are optics. So, we see, the dream team, that was over 30 years ago, and the ramifications of their presence are still being felt to this day and how much they influence the game of basketball. So, when you got the world watching, you got to look the best you can. But at the same time, man, I'm a rebel. I'm a Raider. I say the hell with it. Bring them on because you're going to need them.
I'm not gonna say nothing on this, but I'm gonna touch real quick with time. I'm gonna touch real quick on that. And I agree with Mark. I agree with everybody. Everybody's right. But the thing about Draymond Green is, oh man, yeah, he got a problem up there. He got a problem. We all know that. He got a problem up there, right? But this is a guy, and I agree by leaving him out of the country, like Mark said, leaving him out of the country because we got to be on our P's and Q's, representing the United States of America. You can't be going fighting nobody. It's just make a bad look for us already as it is, because countries don't like us as it is. Okay, so my thing is, but it's like damn, like there's something that's gonna be up in the air because I know how he is. But I know how he is on the court. Draymond is not the greatest player ever, but Draymond is a guy that you need on your team. Draymond, look, there's a guy named Charles Oakley that played, was really known with the New York Knicks. Charles Oakley's job was to take you out. Charles Oakley's job was to rattle your bones. That's what it was. From Reggie Miller to Michael Jordan, to Scottie Pippen, to Alonzo Mourning. The list goes on. That was his job, to go after you. That was his job. That's Draymond Green's job, is to take you out. Every team needs a big brother like that. He's a big brother. He's not the biggest guy, but he's the toughest. He ain't scared. And we're playing teams like Russia and all these other teams like that. We need some toughness. Charles Barkley made a living of being a tough guy. He was a tough basketball player. He was tough. He could score, but he was a tough guy. He was on the dream team, though. But Charles, when he hit, what's the name, with the elbow, he was out of line. Okay. They don't want to see nothing like that. And I understand Grant Hill, but, man, I think the way basketball is so soft now, we need a guy like Draymond. Because the NBA is so soft right now. We need a guy like Draymond. And if I was Grant, I'll go to Grant and say, I'll go to Draymond and say, Draymond, listen, man, we don't need this stuff right now. We need you to bring home the gold. We need you to focus. We don't need you getting into no fights. If we gotta fly your therapist, over to Paris, we would do that. But the USA Olympic basketball team needs a guy like this, like Draymond. I'm telling you, we're just too soft. We're too soft. We need somebody with some heart that's gonna slam some bodies, that's gonna be coachable, coach these guys on the team and keep it moving. That's what I say.
Ron Artest.
A guy like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But the thing about Steven Jackson, those players like that, they got your back, bro.
Yeah.
They got your back.
For sure.
Yes, and they would do the dirty work. But we don't have anybody in the NBA right now that would do any dirty work. Everybody too soft.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody too soft.
The game is changing, too, and that's across the whole landscape with a lot of
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, but you always want somebody like that in your corner, you know what I mean? But then to play devil's advocate for Grant Hill, if your opponent knows that, then you want to make that your first objective, get him out of there. You know what I mean? You want to be a target. You know what I mean? You want to ruffle feathers one way or another, because then we can get them broke. And then after, we try to work what we're going to work. But, USA got that finesse with these players too. So.
If you got a click, and I know I had a click in high school. I had a click. If you got 10 members, and mama, excuse my mouth when I'm saying it, you got to have a crazy motherfucker that's gonna go out here and do and just do it. You got to have that guy that's gonna come out here. You know what? And stand in the front line and let's go.
Yeah,
you got to have that one that's gonna do it.
It was funny.
If not, man, you got a weak team.
I had at least two.
Team. Huh?
I had at least two. I shouldn't say had. I still have at least two of them. You need it. you
need it in life. You need it in life. As a friend, as anybody to walk with you on this path of life, you need somebody that's gonna be crazy.
When the time comes,
man. Yeah, when the time comes, man. You know, this is the time we need that toughness to bring home the goal, because our Olympic basketball team has been the drizzling you know what's lately. So, but so y'all agreeing that, you know, I agree that he should be off, but man,
yeah,
I missing one.
Too, like, yeah, I can admit the league has gotten soft, but there's a line though, bro. There's
it is a line, absolutely. Yep. It's a business at the same token, and we got to handle ourselves accordingly. Not accordingly as an American, but as a black man. Got to carry yourself the right way.
Watch Rudy in the Olympics and watch how he try to get up under somebody's skin. Watch.
Oh, absolutely. Rudy's dirty too. Let's not get things. Luka is too.
Right.
I don't start now. But I don't start now. All right. Well, Draymond is off by Grant Hill and Q. I got you. We're gonna go to the next thing. Now we're gonna jump into the world of football, and I want to hit a dog on this one. I know where he's going at. I already know where he's going at, but I'm gonna hit it there. Buffalo Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs is unsure of future in Buffalo after a down 2023 season. A couple of weeks removed from another devastating playoff loss, Buffalo Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs took time at this week's Pro Bowl games. The Pro Bowl? Okay. Pro Bowl games to reflect on what was a tough season for him and look ahead to what could be coming in his future. Though he finished the year with 107 catches for 1,183 yards, it still was Diggs' worst statistical season since coming to Buffalo in 2020, and he especially struggled down the stretch, failing to record a 100+ yard game after week 6 and averaging only 48.9 yards per game in his final 13 contests, including the postseason. That accumulated in the Bills' third playoff loss to the Chiefs in the last 4 years, with Diggs' performance being defined by just 21 receiving yards and a crucial drop catch late in the game that could have decided the game. The dog, you had this guy first in the Minnesota Vikings, drafted him and everything. What is the future for this guy? Is Stephon Diggs a dog, first of all? And is Stephon Diggs, can he still be a number 1 receiver for somebody in the National Football League?
We got Stephon Diggs. He was one of the best wide receivers in the country coming out of high school. Went to Maryland and broke his leg. And so that's when his draft capital fell off. We got him in the 5th round. Took us a little while. We got him in the camp, got him in and whatever. He didn't produce immediately, but he started to show the reason why he was the number 1 receiver in the country in high school at one point. Mm-hmm. He just, to the point of our organization and the things that we were doing, he was just, he's kind of like, like these great receivers, if they don't touch the ball early, they whine like babies. And that's how he is. He's one of those receivers. If you don't keep him in the game, he's going to whine. He's going to be in your quarterback face and do all the antic things that he does. He starts to think about him personally instead of thinking about the team.
Is
everybody knows that.
Is he a dog?
No. He's a great player. I don't. He's not an alpha dog. No. I can't see him as no alpha dog. If he was to go to a team, he'll have to be second fiddle to a receiver.
Absolutely.
He'll be a complimentary. That's the way I see him at the point of his career. Mm-hmm. He'll be a complimentary. I think that Buffalo needs to bring in a dog receiver. Mm-hmm. Give Josh Allen more weapons, and let him be the complimentary receiver. But I think he's thinking the way he's talking is more the team than it is him. Mm-hmm. He's going to take that. He's going to take that poison and poison some other team. If you keep that mindset, if he goes to another team, and he doesn't fill out the realization that he doesn't look at the person in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And that being said, I know that we got the best of that trade. And kudos to Rick Spielman. He's not there no more, but for pulling the go ahead on that and getting that trade, getting him out of there, and we got Justin Jefferson in that spot. So hey, I take that all day and any day, which we can get more trades like that. And but he has to realize is your goal is to get at least to the Super Bowl. You might want to start thinking, humble yourself a little bit, be more of a team player if you're gonna stay in Buffalo. And if you want to go somewhere, just go somewhere with maybe a young dog receiver, and with a good quarterback, and you be the complimentary. You just come in and compliment whatever they got going on. Stop trying to be the man. That's over. That's over. Nah. You need to be a complimentary player. Mm-hmm. So until that happens, then hey, he'll just be Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, it'll just be Stephon Diggs, exactly. Hey Q, we appreciate your time, man. I know you gotta run, man. But again, man, appreciate you being here, man. That's why I want to hit you first, because I know that Stephon Diggs, man. I know you know that joker through and through, and I know you got happy to get rid of that.
I just appreciate him for the Minneapolis Miracle. I do appreciate him for that.
Yeah,
because he saved me that Sunday. So otherwise than that, what I'm saying, he can go ahead and join Leslie Frazier.
Wait, join Leslie Frazier, what? In your Viking Hall of Fame, Q-Dog?
No, ain't no Viking Hall of Fame for them two players. Viking Hall of Shame.
Well, Q-Dog, I know you got to go, man. But anything you want to say to the people before you get out of here?
Man, I appreciate y'all always. We got a big Super Bowl coming up. I'm not too proud of it. The way things went on, I didn't have my chance to come on Tuesday and speak my piece about the divisional round games. But I think that I can't say this, but I don't know about my fellow podcast members. I don't think I'm going to stick around for Patrick Mahomes to get his 8 rings and outdo Tom Brady. I don't think I'll stick around for that. If y'all want to stick around, y'all can do that, but I'm not. So I think that's where it's headed. And so that being said, I'm looking forward to that. Get with my baby. We're gonna look forward to looking at Usher and do the halftime show. But the game itself, I'm gonna eat me some wings and just chill out and enjoy my baby more than the Super Bowl. So yeah. But everybody else, you may have a different opinion, but hey, good being on with these guys. These my brothers, my podcast members. Sorry I have to leave so short, but I got things to do. But look forward to see y'all after the Super Bowl.
Let's see next Saturday. Oh yeah, that's right. You won't be here.
Yeah, I won't be here next Saturday. After the Super Bowl, we'll talk. We'll get into basketball and then looking forward to that men's lounge, me and the man-to-man lounge coming around the corner. And so I love you, brothers, man, and y'all take care, man.
All right, big dog. All right. All right, Philly G, Stephon Diggs, man. What's with his future? What you think going on with his future? Should he stay in Buffalo, or should somebody pick up this receiver?
Honestly, host, when we were told what we were going to be talking about, I started to think about it, And then I was listening to Q-Dog just now. I really think about it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm.
You know, if a man that's been a fan of the Vikings for a long time and even got to see him get drafted to the team and knowing what he got and all that, he only remembers him for one specific play.
Yeah. The miracle. Yeah.
Right. And we all know what happened the week after. So my point is, you know, we don't know where that's going in there somehow. But anyway, but I don't know where he could go. Honestly, host, like I was thinking if he's going somewhere, it would probably be the Bears. They need somebody to complement DJ Moore. Or if he was to go somewhere like, you know, with a young wide receiver or something, you got Carolina with Mingo.
Ooh,
but then so you don't want to go.
Man, he really gonna be crying.
Now, the other team that I was thinking, if they have the space for it, probably the Texans would be a good fit. Young quarterback. They might need some help. You know, some depth or something. Need a veteran wide receiver over there, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that in Houston.
But outside of that, though, I think that he isn't a dog. I agreed with what Q-Dog was saying fully. He's just Stephon Diggs, and I just feel like, you know, you excuse my language, but you're bitching. You're bitching,
you know,
and it's crazy because it reminds me of AJ Brown and his little fits that he be throwing.
There you go.
It's ridiculous. Difference is if AJ gets the ball at least one time or something like that, he's not gonna complain much. You give Stephon the ball, he gets 21 yards off of that, and doesn't get the ball the rest of the game, or when he gets past two, he ends up dropping it or he's not catching the ball. He's gonna start complaining again. But it's like, dude, just shut up, play football, and win these games. I know y'all tired of losing to Kansas City,
right?
Because y'all had wide right too, is what I call it.
Oh, Dario, you kidding?
Y'all had wide right too. I mean, you can't control that, but at the same,
you just bust some balls, definitely, G.
Literally, I mean, hey, they busted their own.
That's a fact.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's bad luck there.
Yeah.
But I would say re-sign with the Bills if you want to stick there. But you gotta humble yourself at some point. You are not what you were with the Vikings, and like I said, one of the hardest fans just mentioned only one play.
Yeah.
And then the week after, you didn't show up.
Yeah, you sure didn't. And those of you know what Philly G is talking about, it was the NFC Championship game, and they went to Philly and got the brakes beat off of them.
It actually has a special name. Funny enough, the Minneapolis Miracle happened the week before the Minneapolis Massacre.
That was Case Keenum had no chance.
Nope, he threw that one touchdown, and it wasn't even to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. I think it was they put up 40 or something on them. That was just terrible. For the time kickoff, I remember watching that game.
You know you're gonna win the game when you do a flea flicker.
It was freaking over. Good Lord.
You know you're ahead in the game, host, when you're doing flea flickers and crap, and Alshon Jeffrey's just running wild.
Alshon Jeffrey.
It's ridiculous.
Alshon, leave it alone.
Won a Super Bowl with a broken shoulder.
Jesus. Oh my God.
And he's not a diva.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah.
Mr. Episode. My man. 200 and some episodes in. My man. Give me some on Stephon Diggs. Do you think this guy should stay in Buffalo, or he should just move on by his lonesome and get the heck out of there? What do you think?
You and I talked about this after the debacle.
Yeah.
It was a divisional round game. If I'm Buffalo, man, I think it's time to move on. Like, homeboy's caused more problems than solutions since he's been up here recently.
Yes, sir.
Between the complaining to delaying the start of training camp because he was emotional and going through something, getting a disagreement with his quarterback, and then them having to kind of diffuse the situation in the media at the beginning of training camp. That wasn't a good look. And then what's most disappointing of all is when the team needed him most, he turned into the avatar. The world needed him most, and he vanished. And every time Josh tried to throw him the ball or get him involved in the game, balls was going through his hands. He couldn't bring it in. And to me, that's not a dog. When
No.
I think of a dog at wide receiver, and Ho, Steve and I have talked about it before, I think about Larry Fitzgerald. I think about
Oh,
DeAndre Hopkins.
oh yeah.
I think about Terry McLaurin in
Yeah.
Washington. Guys that no matter who my quarterback is, you throw me the ball, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to make a play. They put forth the effort. You don't hear any complaints out of them. They just go out there and they play football. Stephon Diggs, I hate to say it, man, and this is tough for me because for those of y'all who know me or don't know me, I'm an Oklahoma State alum, but my first collegiate love was the University of Maryland. So I was a big Stephon Diggs fan when he was coming out of Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah, I remember that.
The go from what I saw in College Park to this is very disappointing. And I hate to say it, man, but he's like the wide receiver version of D'Angelo Hall. Well, we call him D'Angelo, but the world knows him as D'Angelo Hall. All that mouth. He had some talent, but his mouth just kept writing checks that his ass couldn't cash. And
that's right.
He kept getting smoked and embarrassed, but the mouth was still talking junk, even though the actions weren't producing the results. So,
Mark,
I think he's approaching that level.
Again, I'm looking at it right now. It's crazy. One of the all-time greats in the Real Sports Podcast is Jay on the Track. Jay on the Track, man. Jay on the Track said the last 6 years has been over 1,000 yards with his Philly G smoking. Oh, Jesus. 100 catches, 5 out of 6 years. What are y'all talking about? Is Mark drunk?
Talk to him nice.
Respectfully, Jay on the Track. Stats is cool and all. And again, you can have statistics and all that good stuff, but when the game is on the line and when your team needs you most in the playoffs, do you show up or do you not show up? Sure. And unfortunately for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, 14 does not show up.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Statistics, they look good on a resume and on a piece of paper, but you got to perform on the field, man.
Facts. Facts. Okay. Drew to the game.
Yeah, so the question was, is Stephon Diggs a dog?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I think that's going to depend on your definition of a dog. I think Stephon Diggs is like Jay on the Track said, he's an extreme talent. But I also feel with the numbers, it's more than just the numbers things, okay? It's also, you got to add the context to it. You can sit here and have an opinion, you can spit and rattle off the numbers, but if you don't have context behind it, then what are we really talking about? I think that looking at the situation that Diggs has got going on, there was a reason why he left Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it was because of a lack of his playing effort. And there's a reason why here recently the wheels have started to come off in Buffalo, and he hadn't been happy about it. A lot of folks don't realize last year in the playoffs, Josh Allen looked night and day when he played against the Bengals. Night and day. But a lot of people don't know why. Josh Allen had a personal issue go on that affected his whole mentals. And he had split up with his longtime girlfriend because he wasn't shooting it straight with her, and she found out. And she just severed everything. And then my man's trying to balance that and focus in the game. And, that didn't help. Then you've got the way they run the offense up there. There was no running game. You know what I mean? You have some backs there, you're not using them. And you were force feeding, you were putting Josh Allen in a bad situation, forcing him to throw. And then they essentially made their offense one-dimensional, on top of Josh Allen not being in the right headspace, and then Stephon losing it on the sideline. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of Bills fans and Bills players would agree that they were this close last year to getting it done. You know what I mean? And they could probably say the same thing this year, you know. But this year, I look at the context and I say, well, what happened with their offensive coordinator? You switch coordinators in the middle of the year. That's not easy for a quarterback to deal with.
Very true. Very true. We
or
went through that.
Deal with running backs to deal with, and you have to, you know, if you're getting all of these passes each and every game, and you're getting these looks, and then another coordinator comes in and say, well, I don't want to focus on the passing as much. We're still going to do it, but I want to focus on the run. Now you got somebody saying, well, we're winning, we're doing this, and now you come and switch. Now we losing games. What do you want me to sit here and just have a muzzle on my mouth? You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
good point.
I think he's a dog, but I don't think he's an alpha dog. I know he's not an alpha dog. You know, there's
I know, Mark.
There's levels to it. There's levels. And I think that with Stephon, you know, he's extreme talent. And if you're not in the right system, and I don't know if this new offensive coordinator system is right and what fits Stephon's game, but he's gonna have to make a decision. You know what I mean? Does he want to stay? Does he want to get traded? Does he want to? You know what I mean? And the Bills organization are gonna have to come to a decision. But yeah,
I think with Stephon Diggs is he has lost his step, and what Gabe Davis just came in and took over. Gabe Davis is the best wide receiver on that Buffalo team. Like as you can see, Gabe Davis didn't play against Kansas City. If Gabe Davis was there, it'd probably been a whole different scenario. Because Gabe Davis is a home run hitter. Man, he catches big catches, you know, but Stephon couldn't do it. Okay.
And Shafir, I believe his name is.
Shakir. Yeah, he was. I mean, great receivers make great catches. Mark just said Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's still one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Because
if you have Larry
big time catches, he make. Look, we got Devontae, the Raiders. We got Devontae, our home run hitter. You got a upcoming dog due to the game is Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is the future. Philly G, you got Devontae Smith. I'm a big Devontae Smith fan. That dude's a dog. He's a dog. He's a go-getter. The Slim Reaper. Okay, so you got those guys like that makes the big time catches. Devontae Smith make big time catches. Zay Flowers, he made a big time catch. Scrutiny behind it, but anyway, he made a big time catch. Devontae made several big time catches. That's what a dog do. He make big time decisions. Big time catches. Stephon Diggs did not do that. He did not step up to the plate. And the reason why Diggs has the pressure on him now, because you on Instagram went at your quarterback. You don't do that.
Yeah, man.
You don't do that. You don't throw your quarterback under the bus.
You don't see Zay Flowers doing that if he don't get the ball from the bar.
It's something that you don't do. Stephon Diggs and Jay on the track. Don't get me wrong. If you're listening, we're not saying they suck. No, but he got to grow up. You got to grow up. You're doing what T.O. did, but what the thing about T.O. performed on the field. T.O. was a crybaby. T.O. he didn't like the ball. If you ain't throwing him the ball, he mad. But he demanded the ball, and when he got the ball, he made something with it. That's the thing. Stephon Diggs needs to get out of Buffalo. He needs to go. Let me tell you, and people ain't going, oh boy, people they might jump on me for saying it. But he needs to go to the Dallas Cowboys. He really do. Yeah, no, he need to go to the Cowboys. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why with the Cowboys, because CeeDee Lamb is the number one. CeeDee Lamb is the number one. That offense fits Diggs. They're not explosive.
You don't believe it.
They're not explosive. Stephon Diggs not explosive. He's a route runner. Go to the Cowboys.
He's trying to put the brothers together.
Respectfully, I got to play my signature card.
Come on with
it. If Dak Prescott can't even take criticism from Amari Cooper, what in the world make you think he's gonna be able to take some heat from Stephon Diggs?
But Diggs is gonna be quiet because he's with his brother. First of all, second of all, I don't think it's just a problem with the quarterback. I just think it was part with Josh Allen.
He go to Dallas, he gonna be.
I think as long as he get away from Josh Allen, he'll probably be okay. But Brandon Cooks he's not a number two. He's a slot.
But he's not complaining.
No, not at all.
He's actually.
But Dallas needs a number two.
Dog, where he's getting the ball, host.
Dallas. No, you're fine. But Dallas needs a number two badly. They need a number two.
Brandon paychecks. He is moving on his 8th team, and he's like, I'm signing on it. Whoop.
I'm doing just enough to get paid.
Right.
This dog term is being thrown around loosely. No,
Yeah.
Jay on track is not. But a dog, like Mark said, Larry Fitzgerald. That's a dog.
That's the one exception. Everybody else that was named on that list, they make plays, but they also drop passes too.
No, but you just said one thing. You said make plays though.
Yeah.
Do Stephon Diggs make plays?
Gabe Davis, if you look at his stats, he's not available because he's always hurt. He's not no dog.
But when he's in, guess who Josh goes to? And guess who makes the big catch? Gabe Davis.
He's a one-trick pony.
Tony Romo said the same thing. Tony Romo said it. Tony Romo was on now and said, wow, Gabe Davis was there. He would have made the big, because that's their big home run hitter. Gabe Davis took over. Gabe Davis came in. He's the number one guy. And Diggs know it.
He's never available, though.
That's true.
He's never available.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Drew, that you can't help that. But, I mean, when he's on, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
And how often is he?
Every game.
Put it to you like this. If you play fantasy football like that, how many times are you drafting that dog? I'll wait.
Who, Gabe Davis?
Yes.
I got to get to the champ. I'm not a fantasy guy.
That's Mark. How many times have you drafted that dog? I'll wait. He's not available.
I mean,
and Buffalo Bill fans will tell you the same. I think he's a great kid. Great kid.
That's a slippery slope, Drew.
But you can't take the dog away from him, though, just because he's not available. Injuries happen.
What Drew is saying is correct. His availability is questionable, especially in the terms of fantasy football. But ask GC, bro. When he actually does play, he put up numbers every single time.
Michael Thomas.
The key thing there is when he plays. And Mike Thomas is a good comparison.
Mike Thomas
better not throw my boy Derek under the bus like that again.
But how many games Gabe Davis has missed this season? Mark.
A bunch.
He said Mark.
I'm on it.
I spelled his name wrong, but yeah, I drafted IU.
Brandon Ayuk. Okay. But I mean, Gabe Davis is the guy. He's just the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy to the point that he's the guy to the point where their franchise quarterback, Josh Allen, that's all he throw it to, because he can depend on him. And Diggs know it. That's why Diggs went after the quarterback on social media.
But then when you do that, Josh Allen is going to throw to Shakir more often. And when Shakir has caught the ball this season, and I know y'all seen it, he's going down the sideline. He's hitting him in strides.
Stephon had his chance, bro. He had his chance. Right there.
Not a bad player. He's not a bad player.
No, he's not a bad player.
Host, Gabe Davis missed 7 games during the 2023 season.
He missed 7 games. Justin Jefferson missed 7.
Justin Jefferson is a different. That's a dog.
That's a dog.
Okay, dog. And why he's a dog? Why? Because
he is a route runner and a special tactician. He is not no one-trick pony, and usually he is available. He's a dog.
One-trick pony.
Well, wait. How you miss 7 games and still get 1,000 yards? That's considered a dog to me.
Oh, Justin Jefferson is a dog. He's an alpha dog. But what I'm saying is, okay, so the proof is in the pudding. Gabe Davis, but when it's on the line, Gabe Davis is getting that ball, right? He's catching that ball majority of the time. Majority of the time, he's catching that ball.
I do get what Drew is saying. He's
usually Drew is 100% right. I agree with him.
But host as well. On the field, he's the guy to go to when he's on the field.
Oh hell yeah, Drew is right.
He does get hurt. He's the guy.
Yeah.
Last year, Gabe Davis was tied for 93rd in the league with 45 receptions. He finished 49th in the league.
How many touchdowns?
746 receiving yards. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So he was 93rd in receptions, 49th in yards, but 18th in touchdowns with 7.
That ain't bad. He's top 20. There's a lot of receivers, but that's top 20.
You want Stephon?
What's Stephon, sir? Yeah, I know that list is long, so it's gonna take you a minute to find it.
Yeah, what did Diggs do?
He got to scroll. He got to scroll all the way to like number 75 just to find him.
All right, so Stephon Diggs finished 7th in receptions at 107, 13th in yards. He had 1,183, and he tied 8th with 8 touchdowns.
Go!
All right.
Yeah, but don't lay a finger on my butterfingers.
Ask a Bills fan. Gabe Davis drops balls too. He drops them.
I haven't seen him drop one. Not when it's crucial.
You're not watching those games like that though. When it's prime time, when it's prime time,
when they show highlights, he's catching the ball.
But wait. I think it was against us. No, that might have been overthrown. You had to look at that. It was against us. He either dropped the ball or it was overthrown.
We played Buffalo. He tore our asses up.
He dropped it. You're not gonna overthrow.
No. That dude, correction. He didn't play us. He played Josh McDumbass.
Oh, yeah, true. That's true. Yeah, good point, Mark. Touche on that one, brother.
Context.
Wait, no, I said the Bills.
Look, Jay on the track about the Jay on the track, and you take him.
Yeah,
you take him.
Green Bay.
Look at it this way.
Crazy as hell. Man, step up, man. All right, I want to see that. That.
What could Diggs do on your roster?
On my roster? Nah.
Think about it.
My roster too grown man for him.
Or you talking about
Raiders too grown man for him, bro.
Just think about it. You got Devontae on one end, and you got Diggs on the other end.
It's not gonna happen.
Just saying.
Jacoby Myers is my guy, bro. Give me. I'd rather take Jacoby Myers over Stephon Diggs.
I was gonna trade with Mark. I was gonna trade.
I'll play like this.
Jacoby Myers is not a dog. I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying he's a dog. I'm not saying that. But when we need him, he's there.
Myers.
When we need him, he's there. He ate Denver twice. He ate them.
I know.
When we needed him, he was there. When we third down, we can't get Hunter Renfrow. Jacoby Myers was there.
Devontae Adams was dropping a number of passes this year uncharacteristically.
He was. That's why Jacoby Myers picked up the slack, though.
But that's
respectfully, Drew, we gonna blame that on.
He's not dog.
In Devontae's case, we're gonna blame that on Josh McDumbass and the quarterback he brought with him. That was all Josh McDumbass.
Blame no excuses.
He's not a dog.
Going on, right?
Goalposts.
Move the goalposts.
Move the goalposts.
Hey, I'm gonna get Drew to the game copyright.
Hey, bro.
Move that goalpost, baby.
Hey. Ask Mac Jones how important the offensive coordinator is, right?
Oh God.
Oh man. When O'Brien went up there, I was like, "Yep, it's a wrap."
It's a wrap, bro. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Poor man's career going down the shitter.
He shouldn't have got a job after the Texans released him.
I absolutely agree.
And he definitely
was with Alabama and he did all right, and then he started messing up, and I was like, "Bruh, he should never got a job with the Patriots."
He play called like Kellen Moore. Philly G.
Watch your mouth.
He play called like Kellen Moore. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of trickery in Philadelphia. There's gonna be a lot of trickery there, boy. You're gonna see a lot of end arounds.
Please flicker again.
You ain't lying, boy. You're gonna see a lot of trickery.
I mean, it would probably be better than Brian Johnson, who should have never got an offensive coordinating job.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about it.
Look, we ain't talking about us. Look, what's the last?
I know, bro.
Get on topic. No, we'll save it for another.
Y'all want to go to the last one? Let's go to the last one to end the show out. All right, let's do this. The Atlanta Falcons is hiring Rams quarterback coach. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. The Atlanta Falcons has hired a former defensive coordinator Raheem Morris to the Falcons staff. Now, Raheem Morris, also they had hired quarterback coach Zach Robinson as offensive coordinator. All right, so I'm gonna read this but I'm gonna hit at something, y'all. Once more, the Atlanta Falcons are plucking from the Sean McVay coaching tree. The Falcons are hiring Los Angeles Rams passing game coordinator and quarterbacks coach Zach Robinson as their new offensive coordinator. This is reported by Ian Rappaport. But it's not a surprising turn of events as Robinson heading to Atlanta was a move mentioned as a possibility as soon as Raheem Morris, the former Rams defensive coordinator, was hired to helm the Falcons. So yet again, the Falcons have swooped in on McVay's staff to fortify theirs. Though Morris replaced the fired Arthur Smith as head coach, who is now the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it will be Robinson who replaces Smith as the guy helming the Falcons offense. One rife with talent on the offensive line and skills position, minus the quarterback. Let's go to Drew to the game. Drew to the game is a two-part question. What do you think of Raheem Morris as the Falcons head coach? And secondly, why in the hell has nobody picked up Bill Belichick? Why the Falcons just turn their minds towards him, and why they go Raheem Morris?
So, do I have to do the Raheem Morris part first, or
no? Or either or. You can hit on. Let's do it like this. Let's just put it like this. Why did the Falcons choose Raheem Morris after interviewing Bill Belichick twice?
I'll say it like this. It's a new day and it's a new age. Okay.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Where my man at, bro?
Hey, bro.
Look, I wish he recovered. But yeah, it's it's been past time, I believe, for that coach to, step to the side, and it's you see what he was without Brady. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like his style of coaching isn't really conducive to what today's game is calling for. And if you're not able to adjust, you will get left behind. That's the short version.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, you can see how, the younger generation, you'll get better results when you have people that are in the leaders or positions of leadership that are, closer in age to them. You know what I mean? Somebody that's kind of like been there, done that with that type of experience. Great coach. He's a great coach, but
Studios.
I think that nowadays, I think it's the proof is in the pudding. You can get a younger coach. You can get somebody that's more relatable to your players. You can reestablish or reinvent your culture, and you can capitalize on what this younger generation is bringing, because it's kind of like oil and water. You know what I mean? Or oil and water. They don't always mix, and I think that's where Belichick might find himself now. I think Mike Vrabel, who's from that Belichick tree, I don't think the game's passed him up yet. I don't think he still has a coach, but Belichick, I just think he's not fit in today's game. And I think with Morris, I think this is his second stint at head coaching in that same division.
He's head coach of the Bucs.
Yeah, he was the coach of the Bucs, and he's had a good track record. He played in college. He was an assistant in college for years. He's bounced around to different positions, so he's well versed. You know what I mean? He's well versed in a little bit of everything, what I think every head coach should have. Mm-hmm. You should be a one-trick pony coach or one style coach, in my opinion. Even my team included. You know what I mean? You got to specialize in something. You know what I mean? And then you got to see something from that each year. You know what I mean? Raheem Morris, I think this second go around for him, with the young stable of talent that he has there, and Arthur Blank, I think he's a great GM. He doesn't really, get in the way of his staff doing what they need to do. I think Atlanta had a good future, very bright future with Raheem Morris and that hire. And man, I think they're we should be expecting good things to come out of that division from Atlanta.
Okay. Philly Gizo.
Well, host, I thought I was on a streak when I picked Atlanta to win the NFC South. But maybe I meant next year. Maybe I meant next year. But
maybe.
As far as like the questions go, I think it was a good hire. To be honest with you, though, I'm not too keen on coordinators being head coaches and QB coaches and stuff like that becoming offensive coordinators, especially after what I had to deal with this past season. But a good hire, definitely. And like Drew had said, they have a future. I believe that they do. And they're only going to get better as time goes on. Now, as far as Bill not getting hired, there's got to be something wrong where they didn't like it. And that's why he's not the coach of their team now. Bill looked completely lost without Brady.
Bueller.
Oh, absolutely.
Bueller.
Brady won his 7th ring. There's nothing I can really say, host, about it. I'm just gonna wrap it up, man. Bill is out. Like
he said Bill is out. They decided to go with the youth.
Yeah. You won rings, you're outdated. For those that have seen the movie Robots with their kids, you've been outmoded.
Yeah. True that.
You're done.
This quarterback coach, man, he's 37 years old, man. Like he's young. It's just young. The young is in, the old is out.
Morris is like 1 year older than me.
yeah, it's like 45, 46, something like that.
And that's a good thing to be young, because then your mind is like, young, as far as like football, your mind could go to a place where you never thought that you could as far as plays.
Absolutely.
You could draw up something there.
Good point.
That's what I mean by him being outdated, Bill Belichick being outdated.
Oh, yeah.
His time passed, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to disrespect him like that, but this is where the disrespect comes back. You're done. Like, you're run your course.
Yeah, I agree with that. He said, sorry, nada.
But to the Atlanta Falcons, you are my pick for the NFC South.
Oof. Over Tampa?
Actually, I have a backup plan. It's going to be Carolina. Nobody don't like that, but I think
bold.
I said the Lions would win the NFC North and go deep in the playoffs. Was I wrong?
Yeah, but you said
that
Carolina, bro.
And everybody
Carolina?
They were going.
Carolina over Tampa?
Yes. They held
right now. Baker Mayfield is like the best quarterback in that division.
The last time that they played, they held points. Am I wrong?
No, I mean
they just didn't have an offense. Since like Mark wants to make excuses, they just didn't have an offense.
Just an offense.
They didn't have an offense, so they couldn't provide points. Hell, this is the same thing.
I don't know why it's not an offense.
Yeah.
Let me in, coach.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
They had a good game. They just
like double dutch.
Boy, oh man, I'm gonna address the blasphemy that I just heard in a moment. But sticking to the topic, I'm not mad at Atlanta for the move that they made. That now means that in the NFC South, 3 out of the 4 head coaches are men of color. So I ain't gonna never be mad at that. I think not even I think. I know the reason why Coach Belichick didn't get hired in Atlanta. It's not because of his age, because as we saw in the Pacific Northwest, you can be the oldest head coach in football and still know how to relate to and galvanize a team of young men. I'm talking about Pete Carroll in Seattle. Mm-hmm. The reason why Bill Belichick didn't get the job in Atlanta is very simple, gentlemen. The one thing that Atlanta kind of needs right now is a quarterback. Arthur Smith refused to invest in that position and try to develop a quarterback, and that's really what's holding them back, and it's what they need. Mm-hmm. In what way, shape, or form did Bill Belichick show that he could develop a young, highly drafted quarterback? We saw what he did to Mac Jones in his trajectory in New England.
Nothing.
I believe that the Blank family saw that and knew that they were about to be in a position where they needed to develop a young quarterback. And all due respect to the great Bill Belichick, that is not his specialty. That is not something that he's good at. And yeah, me personally. I feel like that's the reason why he didn't get the job down there, because I think they are looking to draft and develop rather than sign a veteran free agent to try to take over that team. So that's the reason why I feel like he didn't get the job.
And
to address the blasphemy that I just heard, all I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, is my best friend-in-law is a little bit salty and a little bit upset because the team that he's projecting to not win the division next year is the same team that gave his Eagles the boot in the playoffs this year, the same team that gave Detroit all they can handle in the playoffs this year, the team that he also predicted to win the NFC North and go on the deep playoff run. That playoff run almost came to a halt when they ran into number 6. Number 6 is in the running for comeback player of the year. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a division champion. Yeah. Put some respect on the name Baker Mayfield. I'm tired of having to come on the show and say it.
So you're a Bucs
It's amazing that we still have all these Baker haters out here in the world, but
come on, bro.
Look, man.
You say you're a Bucs fan?
There's a reason why Baker Mayfield's former offensive coordinator got hired as a head coach and not any of the coordinators out of Philadelphia this coaching cycle. I digress.
Well, I'm gonna say really quick that Bill Belichick, it's a pro and a con with it. The good part is Belichick, he's like Mark pointed out, he's not good at drafting. He's not good at making good quarterbacks. He's just not a verbal type guy. Like, he's just not a friendly looking type guy. You see the press conference, I believe that we didn't play defense. I mean, this is what it is. Like it was like that, just dry. But one thing Bill Belichick is great at is he is one of the greatest defensive minds ever in professional football, leading that New York Giants team to multiple Super Bowls, and he was Cleveland Brown. He led the Cleveland Browns when the Browns sucked, and he took them to the playoffs. Bill Belichick again, he's not a guy that's gonna, like Mark said. I agree. The Falcons need a quarterback. He's just not a quarterback guy. When he started with New England, he was 5-11 his very first year. He's 5-11 with New England. And then, granted, the next year they went 0-2, and then here come Tom Brady after Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Granted, they went on a run to a dynasty after that, but he didn't develop Tom Brady. No, he didn't do that. He didn't draft Tom Brady. He didn't do that. No. But I know y'all be like, host, he must be a Cowboy fan, but he need to go to Dallas. Dallas don't have a defensive coordinator. I mean, but Belichick is not going to take that. And the reason why Belichick, he has an ego. Belichick wants to run everything. He's been doing it for 20 plus years in New England. He's been doing it. He's been the GM. He's been the head coach. Everything is ran by him, but he got to understand, and I know he's an old man, but when you do things like that, you fail. John Gruden did it with us. John Gruden had his hands in everything, and it messed up our team. And we trying to still recover from his mess up. You know what I'm saying? So when you got your hands in the pot all the way, bro, it's just not good. And Belichick Belichick just got such an ego. He's not gonna. I don't even think he's gonna go down to a DC. He's got to be a head coach. He's probably gonna chill out for 2024, and then somebody is gonna get desperate and be like, "Hey, all right, Bill, do what you do."
Do you really think you beat Dallas though? I mean, because you talking about.
I only say that because
egos. All due respect, Jerry Jones wants to be the second coming of Al Davis so freaking bad.
That's very true, but I believe if business-wise, and we know Jerry Jones is great at business-wise, he would choose that dude. It will only make sense because they don't have a DC, and their DC. We know Dallas defense is going to struggle. It's going to struggle now. That Dan Quinn's going. We're going to talk about that Tuesday, but it's gonna struggle. No yeet.
I'm waiting for their downfall, brother.
I know. I don't blame you. Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for that.
Phil need to just go ahead and get in the studio. Hang it up.
There you go.
Hang it up.
But they don't want him in the studio because he's too dry.
Oh, he was great on College Game Day this year. Like when he was on College Game Day with McAfee in the game, that was the most personality I've ever seen out of Coach Belichick. I ain't even gonna hold you. He was laughing, cracking jokes, putting on costumes.
He's funny. It may be, but Belichick has a certain way. That's why he said the Patriots way. It wasn't the Patriots way. It was Bill Belichick's way. Now, it is good, but it's bad. It's good because it keeps young players in line and keep them from making stupid decisions and hold them accountable to things. It does that. That's good. That's the good part about it. But the bad part about it is, bruh, this ain't 1990. This ain't 1980. you got to draft talent. You got to bring in some talent.
And to answer your question, Philly G, yes, he's a closet Bucks fan. He is.
I know.
Why would
just like he's a closet Sooner fan?
Exactly. Yeah.
See now you getting disrespectful. Hold up.
No. That's the words came out your mouth. Then the words
for the record. Hey, no, hold up. For the record, I will say this in front of the world. Yeah. Before I was admitted into Oklahoma State University, yes, I had an affection for little brother OU. I wanted to go to OU. They had some off the field issues that deterred me from going there.
Little brother OU.
But
bring up the record of Ohio State football versus OU.
What Ohio State got to do with the Sooners?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They lost to Baker Mayfield.
You want to be Ohio State, baby.
They did.
He knows Stillwater ain't getting there.
Hey, Stillwater. Hey. You know what drew to the game? I'm glad you brought that up, bro. You know, I came across a stat this week that said that not a single draft pick from the University of Alabama has ever scored in the Super Bowl. You know what school has scored in the Super Bowl? Oklahoma freaking State, baby.
Still got more.
He just said stats
Oklahoma State, baby.
He just said stats don't matter in the last one. He just said stats don't matter in his last argument.
Hey, an Oklahoma State alumni went to 4 straight Super Bowls, dog.
There's 3 Alabama fans in here right now, and we've all experienced more Alabama players go to more Super Bowls and win more Super Bowls than Oklahoma State Cowboys.
I mean, have y'all had one player from Alabama win a Super Bowl 4 times in the same decade? No. Have you ever had a Bama player go to 4 straight? No.
Without Kenny Stabler going to Alabama, y'all don't win a Super Bowl.
Have you ever seen?
That's a lie. We went with Plunkett twice.
Don't name.
Have you ever seen your professional team that you won't mention win a Super Bowl? I'll wait.
No, I can't.
Don't tell me about choke job, buddy. Don't tell me about choke job. You better put some respect on my quarterback name.
Hold up now. Hold up now.
They lost.
When Derek went
Tampa Bay.
I'll wait.
And you want to blame it on coaches and John Gruden?
It was Gruden's fault. It was all John Gruden's fault that we lost that Super Bowl. That's undeniable.
No, it was the players. They didn't step up in the biggest moments.
You lost.
Don't go coaching now. When I'm coaching, you want to go with my player.
Hey, bro, when Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator, y'all put up more than 10 points in the playoff game.
Make up your mind.
But it was Greg Roman's fault, right?
No, hey, let's talk facts then. I'm talking about you and your argument. Your argument of why stuff don't get done for your team.
Get out of here.
Hey, bro.
Know it all.
Like I said on Tuesday due to the game,
right?
We gotta make a trip to Baltimore this year, and I'm guaranteeing right here, now, we gonna get that dub.
Come on.
The Raiders gonna win that game. I guarantee.
That was recorded by.
I don't care if I gotta work or not. I want to be there on that Tuesday after when they lose. I don't care if I gotta work or not. Be there.
Hey,
Mark's gonna be sick. He gonna have Wi-Fi connection gonna be lost.
No, due to the game. Ask Deuce if I show up when it's time for me to eat my crow. Ask Deuce.
I mean,
I've had to come in here twice, back-to-back years.
You gotta come to the bank. There's gonna be some crows in that mug. You believe that?
Hey, bro,
you believe that?
What, pun intended?
You don't believe that?
See, it's not host, it's you. You one of them fans. See, host I respect. He's seen his team win 3. You haven't seen him win nothing in your lifetime. Nothing.
Move the goalpost. Hey, Bart, they jumped you, bro. You had 2 birds jump you, bro.
It's amazing how the 2 Bird fans show more fight in their teams this season when it matters most.
Our teams were in the playoffs, dude. Where was your team at?
You got smacked by Tampa.
Stop it.
Hey,
your
man.
heart is in New Orleans right now. What's his name, Derek? Derek Carr.
You probably can't hear.
That's what your heart
you
at
good,
right now. New Orleans. Number 4.
It's all good, bro.
The greatest quarterback. Man, you triggered me on that one.
You can't hear? Go out and come back in.
Hey, bro, he pulled a Lamar Jackson, got to the end of the show, and then want to have issues and break down.
Oh, wow. Wait till we get off to say that.
Oh, man.
That's what we do. Doing some Roman attacks now from behind.
Hey, man.
Hello.
When you're the king, you can do that.
When you're the king, you're trying to trigger. Man.
Good show, fellas, man. Good show, man. You know
Yes,
how we do, man. How we do. Well, Drew get back. We'll holler at him when he come on back. But that is our show for today. As always, want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real Sports Talk Show, man. Please remember.
Go Flyers, baby.
All day, baby. Please remember to give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, man. Us po folks, man. Give us a thumbs up, man. It would really, really help us push this show more and more around the world. So hit that thumbs up for us, man. And if it's just a show that you can watch each and every single week, man. Get you some real opinions on sports. Look no further than the Real to Sports podcast and hit that subscribe button and turn on that little blue bell for all notifications. Notifications, man. It's so good to have the power of positivity in the building. It is due to the game, man. We are glad to see that, brother. It's always a delight to see him in the building. No doubt, man. Due to the game.
Thank y'all for tuning in. It's a blessing to be here. We'll see you next time.
No doubt. The show is sweet. Also, man, it's here on a rare occasion, man, but the fantasy football champion, it is Philly G, man. Philly G. Say something while you up in the building.
Well, I'm happy to be back for today's show. And God bless everybody. Stay safe out here. Stay warm. Stay cool, whatever you do, because I know the weather down here is acting funny.
Yeah, man.
But definitely hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications. Real to Sports Podcast.
No doubt, baby. Also, man, you on WWE content, man. The wrestling, y'all check out Philly G over there at PCW.
Actually at 7 p.m. We got a big card for y'all. It's like over 60 minutes of wrestling. So
okay. Yeah, y'all check out Philly G over there on YouTube, man. Philly G got his own thing going on, man. That is Philly Championship Wrestling over on YouTube, man. Got some good content, man. Y'all check him out. And when you land there, make sure you give that man a thumbs up, man, because we work hard at it. That's a lot of work making YouTube content. Trust me. Also, DCW got some things going on too.
Oh yeah, our next episode is being renamed PCW Takeover because we're gonna have a wrestler from Philly Championship Wrestling invade our show.
Ooh, okay. So you pro wrestling fans, man, you gamers, man, y'all check out Young Mark at DCW. That's Dynamic Championship Wrestling, and check out Philly G. That is Philly Championship Wrestling over on YouTube, man. Again, when you see them brothers, man, give them a good thumbs up, man. Give them a thumbs up. All right, man. Again, we are back in the building. We are back in the building this Tuesday. We're back in the building. Oh, before I go, shout out to Deuce. Special day for Deuce. Shout out to the Deuce, man. It's a special day. I'm not going to get into all of it because he don't want me to. But shout out to him. Congratulations to him, man. He probably won't see this for the next 2 weeks. But shout out to the Deuce, man, for stepping over. He has stepped over, man, and we wish him the best for his family. And congratulations and love to you and safe travels and all that good stuff, man. So shout out to the Deuce. Again, I'm not gonna say what he told me to keep it on the low, but shout out to Deuce. We put it like that, showing him love. And again, man, we are back in the building this Tuesday night. We will have more football talk for you guys as myself and the man down there, Mr. Episode, come to you with the realest opinions. So come join us in the live chat and speak your opinions, man. We got sports to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday at 7 p.m. live right here on YouTube. Y'all know my precious saying, believe in your team, but most importantly, believe in yourself. You can do any and everything as long as you work hard at it. And everybody around the world, please be safe and stay safe. On behalf of Philly G, due to the game, and my man, Mr. Episode, peace and love, man. We out.